Are you thinking about selling your home this year? Don't be caught not knowing what your closing costs are. I'm Amy Shrader. I'm with Remax Real Estate 10, and I'm going to talk with you about if you're selling a home, what fees can you expect to pay? Obviously, number one thing is going to be the agent commission. So whatever the sales price of your home is, times whatever percentage you worked out with that listing agent, that'll be the first thing that comes off the top of the sales price. Then you're also going to have expenses from the title company. They're going to charge you a closing fee. They're going to charge you the warranty deed preparation because that is a seller paid expense in Tennessee. If you have a payoff that has to be overnighted, if you're getting your proceeds wired, anything like that, those fees are going to be added to it. If you've got a complicated title issue, so maybe you're selling for an estate and they're going to have to record some extra documents for you, you may incur fees for that as well. Your property taxes are going to be prorated as of the date of closing. And that is very confusing for a lot of people because in Tennessee, our taxes are billed in arrears. So people will say, oh, I paid those at the beginning of the year. No, you didn't. You paid the previous year's taxes at the beginning of the year. Our tax bills for the current year come out in the month of October, and you have until the following February to pay them without penalty. So if you close on your home August the 31st, then as the seller, you're going to be responsible for the taxes from January 1st of this year until August 31st. And you're going to give a credit for that amount to the buyer so that when those taxes do come due in October, the buyer has that money from you that they can pay the taxes. If you're in an HOA that has an association fee yearly, you're going to have similar situation. Now on those, you probably have paid them in advance. So you would actually get a credit back from the buyer for the months out of the year that they will be living in the home instead of you. Other costs are going to be if you have a payoff on your home, so you have a mortgage or a home equity line of credit, the title company is automatically going to pay that for you. They're not going to give you the money for it and expect you to take care of that. They will take care of paying off those mortgages. If you have any liens against your property, maybe you have unpaid judgments that you didn't know about, if you have an IRS lien, anything like that is going to be paid off before you get the profit from the sale of the home. Other things that people sometimes don't think about is if you have unpaid taxes. So if you've forgotten or didn't pay or whatever happened, but you've got a couple of years worth of taxes that have went unpaid, those are going to be on the closing statement. Those are going to get settled. And if you're selling for an estate and that person was on TNCare for any amount of time prior to their death, then you may owe TNCare some money. So all that stuff is kind of resolved by the title company, and they're going to let you know ahead of time what you've got going on before we get to closing. Most of the time people know if there's going to be other things that pop up, so they're usually pretty on top of staying in communication with the title company so that they don't hold up closing. But closing costs for a seller are pretty basic, pretty simple. Now, if you agree to pay closing expenses for a buyer, those will be taken off the net as well. If you have questions about selling your home and what you would make at the end of the day, send me a DM. Let's look at the numbers and see if selling makes sense for you.